What is going on, everyone? And happy Tuesday. Surprise, surprise, the market made another brand new high of the year. Stocks keep climbing higher and higher, and a lot of different areas of the market right now are moving in some pretty exciting ways. In today's video, we're going to go over the most explosive stocks right now, some of the top setups in the market for tomorrow, and some important things to know about the market right now as we head into basically the last week of 2023. So we have a great video today. Make sure to stick with us all the way to the end, as we also have a $1 million big money trade that was made today. But with that being said, Tom, let's jump right into today's episode.
Yeah, Mike, that market continued to be resilient again today, making new highs of the year, as you mentioned, breaking out above 473 and 474, almost hitting 475 end of day, getting up to around 474.92 with that end of day break. There was even an intraday bull flag or bullish pennant going on there. Had a nice breakout end of day. So I really like to see this, Mike. The market continues to be resilient, and we saw a bunch of stocks go up today. But I will say the Magnificent Seven wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Amazon, Apple ended up being green, but honestly, it wasn't really by that much. And until that end of day move, it wasn't that much either. Microsoft was pretty red, but whenever you go get into the growth stocks, look at the watch list on the left side of the screen. Some of these more beaten down companies lately are starting to explode, like Affirm. Enphase is coming back to life. Square had another great day, Mike. MGM moving up. The banks continued to move up today, with Citigroup and JP Morgan also running. So those other parts of the market were pretty good. And with us being so high right now, I kind of wanted to go look at some of these stocks and just look at their year-to-date numbers right now, because some of them are mind-blowing. The biggest one to me is NVIDIA, obviously, up 234%. But some honorable mentions are Meta, up 185% ever since Kramer started crying about it online. Light up Kramer in the comments for me, guys. I want to hear a whole bunch of funny stories down there. Amazon's up 80%. Tesla, 117%. So there's a lot of stocks this year, Mike, that have had some great years.
No doubt about that. And while some of these big tech stocks like Nvidia and Meta and Tesla have crushed it in 2023, some of those stocks are starting to slow down a little bit, and we're starting to see, like you just mentioned a couple minutes ago, some other stocks start to kind of take their place and kind of run the show. One of those stocks has been Affirm. Ticker symbol AFRM has been on absolute fire lately, as the stock basically went from $20 a share all the way up to $50 a share just over the past 2 months or so. And today alone, it popped up by 15% as they expanded their partnership with Walmart. So for those of you who don't know, Affirm is one of those buy now, pay later companies, and they already have a partnership with Amazon and Shopify, but now they're expanding their partnership with Walmart, where basically now people at Walmart in the self-checkout aisle, you can say, will now be able to use Affirm and buy now and then pay later on their Walmart purchases, right? Using the self-checkout aisles. So I thought this was super interesting. Clearly, investors loved it today as the stock popped up by so much, but buy now, pay later has been a growing industry over the past year as the economy has gotten worse in many different aspects. And I'm sure this is great for Walmart too, as it just makes it easier for people to spend more at their stores. But either way, super interesting news, and Affirm's on fire.
Mike, they just keep blowing me away with all their partnerships over the past year or so. I mean, it's every other month they're coming out with another big partnership with somebody. What's it going to be next month? I mean, I don't know. You guys speculate. Maybe you'll be able to buy now, pay later on a Tesla or something. I mean, obviously not, but they're making a lot of strides, continuing their partnerships. And look at that daily chart. I mean, it's pretty hard to find a daily chart that is this bullish this year. Of course, we can even go to one of our favorites, DraftKings. It's done great. But man, AFRM, I mean, that is just straight to the upside lately. And look at these candles and the volume on the daily starting to pick up a lot from that recent volume over the past few months. You can see on the far right that volume starting to pick up quite a bit, especially today. I mean, that was a great day for him. So keep Affirm on the radar, guys. And I know that, Affirm is a buy now, pay later stock, Mike. What are some other like buy now, pay later stocks? One that kind of comes to my mind right away is PayPal. And they also have been, coming back a little bit off of their lows lately. I'm trying to think of like some other ones, Mike, but PayPal is another one that we've been loving a lot down here at Lowe's.
Yeah, no doubt. And one thing I want to reiterate really quickly as we talk about some of these stocks that are moving up a ton, like Affirm, is that just because they exploded today, that doesn't mean this stock has to double tomorrow, guys. Like, obviously. But the main thing here is that it's actually moving with some, like, volatility and some power and some momentum. So in the event, let's say this stock breaks highs tomorrow, you know that this stock's already kind of hot. And in the event it pulls back, you know that a bunch of people who've been buying this stock over the past week or so might look to dump their shares as the momentum shifts. So keep that in mind going forward. The main thing is that the stock is actually moving, and that is where the opportunity is. So keep a close eye on Affirm going into tomorrow. But Tom, another thing I want to bring up as the market cracks brand new yearly highs is how the market, just like we talked about yesterday, has been on a 7-week green streak, and this has potential to be week number 8. And, a lot of people are looking at this because, these types of winning streaks don't necessarily happen too often.
They really don't. And looking at that chart, I mean, it's like every few years or so, it's like we get another nice green streak happen. And hopefully we're getting into another nice bull market where we'll get a couple more coming sometime soon. I'm noticing on the chart here, there's sometimes like strings where we get a few of them like in a, pretty good time frame. Whereas like between the last one and the one we're at now, it's been like 5 years or so, right? Whereas I'd hope that we get a little bit more. Hopefully this brings us into a nice bull market as the market runs up towards all-time highs. And Mike, I know that you had an awesome chart kind of showing those S&P 500 annual returns as well overall. And, with this year, we're at like 25% right now to the upside. That's going to put us like kind of right in the middle of the pack. If you're like somewhere between like this blue square that I'm drawing out, it seems like that's like right in the mid-range here.
So it's definitely higher than average, we'll say that, but it's not, it's definitely not one of like the best S&P 500 returns on a historical basis. There were a couple years in there, back a long time ago that where the market basically popped up by, 30 to 40% or even higher. But this year has been especially good. The normal market return is around 10%, depending on how you look at it and how far you go back. So clearly a 25% return is definitely pretty big, but I just thought this chart was interesting as it shows like how, yes, on average the market can pop up by 10%, but on any given year, you could have a market that's down 40% or up as much as 40%, and there's a lot in between there too, but, I don't really see charts like this too often, so I figured why not cover it.
It's definitely an interesting one. I really like seeing it, Mike. And like, look at some of these years here where, we've had recent big run-ups. Like, look at this, 1998, 1999, 2009. Like, what was associated with a lot of those years, Mike? I mean, a lot of, especially 98, 99. What came after that? That was the dot-com bubble. I'm not saying that we're there again, Mike, but, we had a great 2021. Now we're going to have a great 2023. I don't know. We're getting kind of high in the market as well. A lot of stocks, people are maybe bringing up an AI bubble lately. We'll have to see. But it's definitely cool to see the market up this much and to see the chart. And that's also why I had the heat map earlier with those yearly returns, because it's like, damn, like the market's up 25%. And I guess, like when I think about it, I'm like, I almost feel like it should be up more, Mike, because we have all these stocks up like 100% plus. But, then again, there is a lot of red mixed in, like with the healthcare sector, and especially up here, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi are red on the year. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, no doubt. So one other thing I want to talk about before we get into the exciting stuff for the day is the schedule and earnings calendar for the week. There's nothing too crazy going on, Tom, but give us the rundown.
Yeah, especially tomorrow on Wednesday. There's not really too much, but on Thursday, we have the GDP numbers and initial jobless claims 1 hour before the market opens. So be ready for that Thursday. That's going to be pretty big. And then Friday, we have the personal income data and PCE numbers coming in. That will be very, very important. So be ready on Thursday and Friday, 1 hour before the market opens. And going over to the earnings, Mike, FedEx should be reporting about right now. And then we have Micron tomorrow and after hours, along with Carnival and Nike on Thursday. But let's go check out FedEx really quick. FDX on the chart looks like it's taking a huge hit right now, Mike, falling under 280. Looks like it's trying to push 250 here soon. So not looking good initially right off the bat for them. This was like one of the biggest ones of the week.
No doubt about that. But with that being said, Tom, let's get right into some setups for tomorrow. One stock I'm watching super closely is Chewy, and it's to the upside. And I've been talking about this stock all week. And actually for the past couple weeks. But either way, Chewy popped up by 9% today. It had an amazing day, and I still love the risk to reward with this setup. We've been talking about Chewy to the upside since this stock was at like $18 a share. And now it's creeping up on that $24 level, but I still like it going forward. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say about it besides that. You know, it's moving with some great momentum. It's super oversold. Some great volumes coming in now, too. So I'll have some pretty close eyes on it.
Yeah, it looks great, Mike, and you've been really hitting this one on the head lately. It's been on a very nice uptrend on this move up, and if we actually go to the 5-minute chart, yesterday, you know, we were looking for that breakout at like 22.30, and I was watching this one all morning today, and it just had such a good day, such a good move up at open ever since that break, so I'll keep those other levels on watch for tomorrow. Once again, that one has been amazing, and with my play of the day, I'm going with Tesla again, and man, Mike, Tesla, we talked about this yesterday. There was a big overhead resistance around 258.50, and then if we go out the book map, there's an even bigger one at 260. There's 353,000 shares stacked up at 260 today. That equates to $91 million sitting there at 260 on Tesla. That is going to be one hell of a level to break here over the next few days. So keep 260 on watch, but I'll even be watching this double top here from the past couple days, right around 258.50. If we can break there, I think Tesla could continue. Whenever I go to an hourly chart, it's starting to hold up really well. It's breaking a lot of these trend lines, and it's kind of running up with hype from that truck. So I love this. I love to see this, Mike, and it's one of those stocks that's helping push that SPY even higher in the past couple days.
There we go, and I love how you brought up Bookmap too. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Bookmap shows you the behind the scenes of what's actually happening in the market. Like Tom talked about that multi-million dollar sell order just sitting there waiting. Bookmap is what allows you to see exactly where the buyers and sellers are at. You have to try it out if you're a trader. It's one of the craziest pieces of technology I've seen in the market, and there's really nothing else like it. So if you want to try it out, check out that first link in the description in the comments down below. It's awesome, and I think every trader should try it out for at least a month, and it's pretty cool, so I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, me too, Mike. It's really helped a lot, especially for me with intraday trading and finding those big levels throughout the day. And it's awesome because you can see these buyers and sellers like coming in and out. You can see like right here on the chart where I'm circling today, Tesla had a big resistance at 258, and you could see those sellers there. And once we hit 258, they kind of disappeared. And once we rejected, guess what? More came in. And then you could use that as another big resistance, and it stayed under there all day. And Mike, just look at how thick that line is. There was nobody underneath here. That's probably why it ended up staying down for as long as it did today until the end. But yeah, keep it on watch, guys, for tomorrow. I think 260 will be huge to break over the next few days, and it's so cool to be able to see these levels like this.
Yep, so if you want to try out Bookmap, check out that first link in the description in the comments down below. You will save by using our link. There are special offers attached to it that you can't find just by going on the Bookmap website. So definitely check it out, but back to some setups for tomorrow. Another stock I'm watching pretty closely is Moderna. mRNA. So this stock was up around 4.5% on the day. It is also a pretty oversold name, you can say, and it has been uptrending pretty well over the past couple weeks. A bunch of great volume is coming into this stock right now, and it also reported earnings a couple days ago, so basically we can see an earnings continuation out of this one. Either way, I will be watching Moderna to the upside tomorrow, and I would love to see it get back to like that 91.50 area. If it can get back there with some decent price action, I think this one has a good shot at making a higher move.
Yeah, it looks awesome here in the short term, and I like that earnings continuation setup here. There's a good support like at $84 here as well, so I love to see it, Mike. Sometimes these types of bullish setups like this start to really pop off, especially after earnings like that, so I will keep them on the radar. With my next one, I'm going with another EV stock. I talked about Tesla, and now I'm going with NIO. I'm looking for them to break above $9 a share tomorrow. They're running up into recent resistance, and if they can break 9, I think there could be a continued breakout. This stock has been getting a lot of hype, and NIO Day is this weekend, December 23rd. And Mike, we've talked a lot lately about the big money on NIO. They've been buying down here around that $7 support, and those options have been popping off. If you guys have been following these plays lately, today was a fantastic day for NIO. These big money plays must be up in the millions at this point by now.
Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, Tom, let's jump right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, we have JD to the upside.
Yeah, another China stock. Go ahead and make them break out above 27.70, just above that high of day, and they're running up in a recent resistance around 28.
All right, with the next one, we have Penn, also to the upside.
Yeah, nice recovery day for them. Another one right around this resistance at 26. So if they can break 26.25 tomorrow, eye up those calls.
All right, and then with the last one, we have GLD for both directions.
Yeah, gold has been pretty wild lately, and it's actually having a pretty good day again. So if it can break this double top here, right around 189.50, I would make it break 189.90 though, just to be safe. Then go ahead and look at calls tomorrow. If it does end up rejecting and falling down under 188.50, then go ahead and look at some puts. But I'll be honest, Mike, I'm kind of leaning up here on gold and metals again.
Yeah, I mean, they've been creeping higher over the past day and the past couple days, so I definitely am a fan of the recent price action as well. So either way, keep a close eye on this one tomorrow. We have that upside level for potential break to the upside, and then we also have that downside level in the event the breakout fails and the stock starts to tank. But then don't also forget about Penn and JD for their potential upside levels as well. If they break above those resistances, we'll be watching them to the upside. But with that being said, Tom, let's jump right into today's $1 million big money trade of the day. And we are looking at ticker symbol XPEV. So XPEV is very similar to the NIO setup that we've been talking about over the past couple weeks. And long story short, today the big money dumped $1,050,000 into the XPEV 15 strike call options that expire on April 19th of 2024. This stock is, like I said, similar to NIO. It's a Chinese EV company. These types of stocks are not necessarily what I'll call the safest stocks in the market, but when they run, they tend to run in some pretty big ways. I like how the option is, it's basically at the money, and it also has some time to it, so I'll have a close eye on this one going forward.
Yeah, it's looking really good here, especially short term as well. Bouncing off support, I'll draw some arrows out to some of these key supports here, or some of these key bounces. Like there's been a lot of wicks that have touched this exact level that it's bouncing off of now. So I'm going to keep it in or on watch here, Mike, for a potential continuation. It's good to see the big money getting in as well. And the other China stocks like BABA, JD, I know Queb is an ETF, but just in general, these China stocks have been starting to pop off a little bit more, so that'll just help fuel XPEV's recovery as well. So keep it on the radar, guys. It's on good support, and I like it that you can buy these April calls and just let them go. You know, I mean, I'm not saying to totally let them go. You know, maybe have a stop loss around $14 and try to put that onto the option somewhere. But man, Mike, it's a pretty good opportunity here off support, and there's been a lot of I would say bullish price action on these China stocks as they've been very low lately.
No doubt. So keep a close eye on this one going forward. But Tom, I want to give a giant shout out to today's Discord member of the day, Baby Perk, who just crushed it today. Basically, we could see by his post, he said that he watched the video on Sunday about Enphase was in the video, and basically he just absolutely crushed it. So awesome job, keep up the great work, and just make sure your risk is managed. You know, don't get crazy and don't get greedy, but keep up the great work, and we'd love to see the growth in a month from now and even a year from now.
Yeah, that is awesome there. And that was a pretty good gain, too. So nice job, Baby Perk. I'm glad that Enphase helped you out there. I know Enphase has been super hot lately, so good job taking advantage of that setup. And there was even a lot of great setups in tonight's video to keep an eye on. You know, Chewy's been great lately, too. So try to take advantage of these guys. You know, we spend a lot of time finding these, and they especially lately, Mike, like they've been popping off in some pretty good ways.
No doubt about that. But overall, you know, we should have another pretty exciting day in the market tomorrow. Today was pretty exciting as the market broke yearly highs, and we had some stocks go absolutely ballistic like Affirm. So I think this volatility should continue. If you guys have been crushing it lately, then great job and keep up the great work. But if you've been struggling, that's all right. Keep your head up high. You know, make sure to stay disciplined. Managing risk is the most important thing. So as always, make sure your risk is managed. Keep your head up high. And, you know, we should be set for a pretty exciting end to the year. Tom, do you have any final thoughts or anything else that's on your mind before we close out?
Yeah, I mean, always keep that risk managed. And in the short term, you know, there's been a lot of bullish price action to still be adaptable out there too. You know, there will be some red days mixed in, but for now, it seems like the bulls are definitely in control. I wanted to bring up one last stock, and that is Coinbase. Just wanted to throw this out there because Bitcoin's been hot again, and I know a lot of people like this one. So this is just another one to maybe keep on the radar for tomorrow. I noticed they had a great recovery end of day, and I just wanted to mention the Bitcoin just a little bit there because it's been pretty resilient this year, just like the market.
No doubt about that. And last but not least, if you haven't already, definitely make sure to check out Bookmap. It's awesome and it's great for short-term trading. It shows you exactly where the buyers and sellers are sitting at. There's basically nothing else out there like it. And on top of that, this also acts as a great way of finding support and resistance levels. You will save with our link down below, so definitely check it out. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's have an amazing week in the markets.